colonizer, you did a number on us. So much so to the fact that we even consider our own spirituality, African spirituality, we deem it demonic, which is, you did a number. Well, clap, colonizer, clap for yourself. You did what you planned to do.
I prefer if I have my money, I buy dress, I buy my jacket. I don't like send my money to buy food. No.
So you're saying you'd rather wear clothes than eat?
Yeah.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to the Mental Moodboard Podcast. I am your host, Lapoze, and welcome to the podcast where I divulge into the mood board of my mind. And on today's mood board is Grimm.
Well,
if you know about the television program Grimm, it has been on my mind for ages. But I think it came out around English. We've started the podcast and the English has already gone. But this show came out around 2010, 2011. And when it first came out, my little brother used to watch it all the time. And I was not interested. I was like, look at these graphics. It's horrible. I can tell that's fake. I grew up and she grew, baby. And as I grew up, or rather, as I entered my relationship with my boyfriend, I got interested in horror films and I loved enjoying horror films. And I think the only reason is because I had someone to watch them with and someone who could take me to the toilet afterwards, because I am a scaredy cat, a big scaredy cat. And I ain't afraid to say it with my chest, okay? I'm going to say it because it's true and I know it. I knows this, okay? So I started getting interested in horror with my boyfriend when we first started dating. And as I started getting more braver, I was like, let me get into watching TV shows that I'd seen in my past. So I started with Supernatural, which came out when I was about 11 or 12. I saw that getting promoted on TV. I said, I want nothing to do with that show at all. It looked so scary to me. And as I grew up, I was like, I remember Supernatural. I'm a bit braver now. Let me start watching it. And baby, that was a beautiful show. I didn't finish it though because it started getting shit. Sam, Dean, Sam. I gotta say Sam. I gotta say Dean. It just became so rubbish. I think when it started moving into the men of letters, and when it started including more biblical stuff like angels and demons and stuff like that, it was interesting to begin with, but then it just became so overdone and boring, because I feel like there's only so much that you can do with biblical mythology. I'm going to say biblical mythology just because it just makes sense to say it right now, because obviously they base the television show on biblical beliefs or stories from the Bible, but I'm going to call it mythology just because there is a mythos to certain things within the Bible. So respectfully, I'm calling it mythology just for that. Christians, don't come bite me, please. We know how you girls like to tussle, okay? Don't come fight me. So yeah, it when it started moving into that territory, I got bored. I didn't even finish it. I kind of preferred the Monster of the Week episodes. So that was what I was looking for my next horror-inspired, horror-esque show. And so I remembered Grimm, or I think Grimm was on my Amazon Prime or Netflix or whatever. I was like, oh, I remember this show. It looked shit. Let me watch it. Because one thing I will do, I will watch a shit movie or a shit program and enjoy the heck out of it, especially if it's shit good. But I started watching it because it had a bit of that Monster of the Week-esque stuff to it, which I previously enjoyed from Supernatural. Carry on my wayward son. If you know, you know. So first episode, I was like, okay, this is really good. The graphics when they were showing the Vessin, again, if you know, you know, was absolutely horrible. But once you get so invested into the story, that doesn't even matter anymore. The writing for Grimm was so flipping good. And I started watching it last year, and this is I told you, every time on my period I obsess over something within pop culture. So I started obsessing over Grimm. And I think it was season 1, I think it was episode 3 or 4, where Hank would have cookies and coffee for like his breakfast when he'd go into the precinct. And I was like, oh! I had like a Studio Ghibli moment where I was like, I want the food that they're showing in front of me. I want it. And so whenever I would watch Grimm, it was my little comfort ritual, if you will, where I would make myself some coffee, which was horrible. We will get into why that was horrible, but it was nice. I love me a little latte sometimes. So I'd make my coffee and my latte, and I'd have my cookies, and I would drink, and I would watch Grimm, and it was so nice. And so whenever Hank would have his coffee and cookies, I would have my coffee and cookies. I'm a child that way. I'm a bit of a baby that way. I enjoy little things like that, like copying the characters in front of me. I guess I'm easily influenced with certain things. But yeah, I would enjoy doing that, watching Grimm. And I was thinking to myself, spooky season has come and it's gone. I was thinking to myself, oh, I'd really love to watch Grimm again. But I said to myself, okay, if I make a certain amount of sales this month, I told you from the previous podcast, I attach my my meaning, my wealth, my mental wealth. What do you call it? My unavailability. Anyway, my worth, that's it. I attach my worth to how my business is going, which is absolutely bad. Did I hit the sales target I was supposed to hit? Say it with me. No, I didn't. So I never watched Grimm, and I just thought, what a sucky way. You know, that's kind of sucky that I missed out on watching one of my favorite shows during one of my favorite times of the year, spooky season, just because I attached my value to how many sales I was going to get at that month. But yeah, I definitely want to start watching Grimm again, because it's constantly in my mind. I don't know if you do this, but I replay episodes in my mind. Like I see it in my mind's eye and I'm like, oh, now I need to watch it. I need to watch it just so I can see it. But I don't know if I can do it now, because we are now in Christmas season. We are in Christmas season, which makes no sense to me because it's November. I feel like spooky season should go from October to November, end of November, then December. As soon as it hits December, then we're seeing Christmas adverts and Christmassy stuff. But you know, from October 31st, we're now seeing Christmas advert. Santa Claus is coming, Santa Claus is coming. I think the fuck not. Okay, I think not. No, okay. Hi, co-host, that's me. I have my mirror here just to see how I look. I haven't got my glasses on today, so I can't really see. But I have my little mirror here, and sometimes I look at me and I'm like, you're my co-host. You're that bad. Oh, totally forgot to introduce you to what I'm drinking today. We've got the last of the Turner Road White Zinfandel. I think this might maybe, what is it? Zinfandel. I keep calling it Zinfandel like infidel. So bad. Zinfandel. It's a 2020. She's 3 years old. So yeah, Turner Road, sponsor me. I'm about to hit 500. Thank you for subscribing, by the way. Please do subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and tell me if you're going to watch Grimm. But please subscribe. Yes, tell your friends to tell your friends that we speak nonsense here, as well as heartfelt, beautiful things. But yeah, I'm finishing the last of her. Let's get on what we were talking about. We were talking about Christmas. Yeah, Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming.
Well,
as I grew older, let me tell you a story about Christmas. So, growing up, we would celebrate Christmas. We thought it was Jesus's birthday. So we celebrated it. We enjoyed it. And then around the time I was 16, I just started my A-levels in college. So I was wearing my own clothes, feeling like a big girl, going out with my friends. And my little brother had just started, I think he was in year 7 or year 8. So he was about 11 or 12. So we're excited for the Christmas season. We've both come back from school. It's around November, December time. We're so excited. And we come home to my mum and dad and they're like, we've stopped celebrating Christmas now. Literally as soon as we enter the house, and we're like, first of all, okay, maybe they're joking, or maybe we did something wrong. What did we do that we're not celebrating Christmas anymore? And they're like, oh, we're not celebrating Christmas anymore. And I was like, why are we not? They're like, oh, it's a pagan holiday. And if you know, coming from a Black Christian background, paganism is basically devil worship, even though it could be further from the truth. Anything that is not Christian, or anything that is to do with nature or, you know, ancient ways of worshipping is considered demonic. Colonizer, you did a number on us. So much so to the fact that we even consider our own spirituality, African spirituality, we deem it demonic, which is, you did a number. Well, clap, colonizer, clap for yourself. You did what you planned to do. Maybe I need to put that mindset into my business of what would the colonizer do? He would stick to it. He would stick on the road that he's on and reach his target so that generation after generation of his people will be blessed. Maybe that's what I need to add. I need to add that mindset into my business. But yeah, as soon as my parents found out that it's a pagan holiday, Yule, they're like, nope, we're not celebrating Christmas. We're not having Christmas dinner. We're not doing presents, none of that. Which for me, I was like, oh my God, this is like the time of the year I really enjoy. I was thinking that to myself. And as I grew older, I was like, shit. I was thinking about myself. My little brother was around 11, still a child, just entered secondary school. So obviously there's like, it's a big change for him coming from primary school where teachers are a lot more softer and you've got these big kids. Now all of a sudden there's no play gym and now you're told you're never celebrating Christmas again. I think that might have done a number on him. Now that I'm thinking about it, if it did one on me and I was 16, imagine an 11-year-old who's looking forward to different things. But my parents were adamant, we're not celebrating Christmas. And as I was thinking, I was like, which one of you aunties told my mom and dad this? Told them that we can't be celebrating Christmas? I'm telling you, and let me not curse any of them. I'm so pissed off at whoever auntie did that. And then on top of that, they had the gall, the gumption, my parents I'm talking about, to show us a YouTube video, a scary YouTube video with Santa looking demonic, red eyes, traumatizing us. Mummy and daddy, if you're listening to this, what you did was so wrong. This was like Illuminati alert times where all YouTube videos were Beyonce Illuminati, Jay-Z Illuminati, everything was Illuminati. And so they were trying to get one. They're like, we gonna go to heaven and we gonna make sure our kids gonna go to heaven. So if it means Christmas out the way, Christmas out the way. We ain't celebrating Yule up in here. And they made us watch this YouTube video. And it was just talking about how basically it was genuine history, which is really, I'll give the Illuminati conspiracy folk that. It was the genuine history of Yule and where Yule came from and the Yule tree and how it was, you know, I believe a gift to a spirit, the tree, to light it with like candles and things like that, and that's why we have Christmas tree lights and blah blah blah. So it was a real genuine history, but then it got into, it is demonic, you must not worship it if you want to go to heaven. If you are a Christian, baby, you cannot do it. So that's when we effed up. But yeah, so now as I've grown older, I really despise Christmas. And I was thinking that's maybe the reason why, maybe because it was taken away from me so quickly. And I know that Christmas is not Jesus's birthday. I know that it's a pagan holiday. I know all of this. It doesn't faze me. That's not the reason why. I guess there's just this... there's also this pressure that now that I'm in a relationship, who should I spend Christmas with? My parents or my boyfriend's family? And because that stress happens every year, and it's only one day, 1 or 2 days, you know, you spend with your family 3 days and you're fine. But that stress every year of who am I going to spend Christmas with has made me hate the holiday. And I'm just thinking to myself, it's not the holiday's fault. Christmas, it's not your fault. Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you? It's not your fault, Christmas. It's my own. It's my own thing that I have to deal with. And I was thinking about it this year. I was just like, let me let go of the stigma of hating Christmas. This thing in my mind that's making me hate Christmas because of basically all these things, all these programs I've attached to it. Let me just let it go. And it's going to take some time. But as soon as there's something clicked in my mind, it's like, stop hating this holiday. I love spooky season. But as soon as I see a Christmas tree light, it's like my heart is broken. That's what, it's an exaggeration, but that's what it feels like. It's just like, oh, this again, this time of season again. But I think I just need to let go of that and just move on. Another thing that's been on the mood board of my mind is the Illuminati era.
Well,
That era was so iconic. Quote me on that. I mean, it scared the fuck out of me when I was younger, but it was such an iconic era. I remember doing my GCSEs, being around 15 years old, 16 years old, coming back from school. And this was like around Lady Gaga, when Lady Gaga started coming out and stuff. And I remember there was this video of Alejandro, when it first came out. And there was an analysis of everything that was going on in the music video. But there was this one scene within, these Illuminati conspiracy videos where they basically said that Alejandro... This is so stupid. It's so stupid how gullible I was. No research at all, just believing videos, which is why same thing with these kids on TikTok. They just believe videos, not searching up any journals online or any articles online, just believing videos. In the video, it said that Alejandro, which I don't know if it's true, it does not sound true, but basically Alejandro is another name of God. It's one of God's many names. And that apparently when Lady Gaga is saying, I'm not your babe, Fernando, or whatever, she's basically saying that, she's not God's child, which is so creative, by the way. So creative to come up with. But yeah, that scared me. I was like, how are these people outwardly singing about how they dislike God? I was in my super, super Christian girl bag. Like, I was so prayerful. I kind of missed that part of me because I had so much faith. I kind of still do, but when life kicks your ass, your faith wanes. But yeah, I was so gullible believing all of this stuff. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I can't listen to Beyonce. I can't listen to Lady Gaga. I can't listen to Jay-Z. But what was I doing? I was still listening to them. And then I had a bad dream about, I still remember it. It's so scary. And I'm talking about it at night. Oh my God. My mum always said, don't talk about bad dreams at night. But it's okay. I sleep with my boyfriend and I'm protected and I'm covered with the blood of lamb. I am fine. I am protected. My ancestors are watching over me, okay? My mother's prayers are on me. I will have good dreams. There was a dream that I had, where Beyonce's like spirit or like a spectral figure of Beyonce was like hovering over me and her face was like a ghoul. And that dream like traumatized me and I woke up because I was laying on my back. When I sleep and lay on my back, I don't really have good dreams. I don't know why. I have to sleep on my side. Whenever I sleep like this, spiritual attack, verbod. And I woke up and I was like, okay. The dream has confirmed it for me. Not being subconsciously fed that Beyonce's evil, but my dream fed it to me. Confirmed it for me that Beyonce's evil. Oh, I can never watch a music video or listen to a song by her again. What did I do? I listened to more Beyonce. If you're talented, you're talented. If you've got it, you got it. And B has it, okay? Even with all that fear, I was enjoying her songs. I think at the time she came out with Ego. You got a big ego. I was in love with that song. What else? What other song was I in love with? I'm a diva. I'm a diva during that time. And that was another song that they said was demonic because obviously anything that isn't Christian is considered demonic. We all know that within, is it Sikhism? The divas are considered goddesses. That's what they call the goddesses. And so basically they're like, Beyonce's calling herself a god. But we know how language works. We take a word from a different country, different culture, we appropriate it and make it mean something else. So we all know that diva just means a very talented, dramatic woman within the music industry or whatever artistic field is a diva. Talented, dramatic, and deserves to be so because she's talented. So that's the meaning of diva. But then they remixed and said, no, Beyonce's saying that she's God. And I was like, Mike, Beyonce, even when I'm listening to you, you are still doing Illuminati. Please stop. I love your music. What does it say in the Bible? My children would die due to lack of knowledge. Please read, people. Even me, as I'm saying this now, I'm saying it to myself. Read, Lapoze. Read, really read. And even as you're reading, question what you're reading. Because honestly, people be dying because of lack of knowledge. Believing anything that Tom, Dick and Harry is saying. Beyonce, Jay-Z. To be honest, we don't know what these people do, but at the same time, just believing. Keba, be careful. Knowledge your mind. This is an ad break. Hi guys, this is Lapoze, promoting Suki Suki Vintage. I have come out with a new design called the pink design. I'm joking. I don't know what I've named it. I'll probably name it something fabulous and put it here. This is my new design. She's out now. Available in sizes XXS to 8XL on sukisukivintage.com. Purchase her there. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And comment down below and tell me what you agree with what I'm saying. If you agree with anything I'm saying in this podcast. Were you also duped into believing in Illuminati? Were you also duped into not believing in Christmas? Will you watch Grimm? Let me know. And welcome back. Hi guys, welcome back to the Mental Moodboard Podcast with your host Tantine Lapoze. Oh, speaking of my name Tantine Lapoze, if you may or may not know, I'm Congolese. So my dad is from Congo and my mom is Zambian, but she's also of mixed race descent. And I call myself Tantine Lapoze because of my Congolese culture, because the Belgians came and infiltrated and taught us French, but they didn't teach us Dutch. But I digress. So it's kind of me paying homage to my Congolese ancestry. That's why I call myself Tantine Lapoze. But I've been receiving a lot of emails lately, and Tantine Lapoze is my personal Instagram name. It's not on my business page. It's just Lapoze on my business page. Well, just above. You know where it says insert your name? Just above there it says Lapoze. And I've been receiving a lot of emails with people calling me Tantine. I find it so funny because I am an auntie. But my nieces and nephews don't call me Tantine. They just call me Auntie Lapoze. So it's funny that these Muzungu, white people, are calling me just Tantine. I'm just like, yeah, pay your respect. But at the same time, I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, my name's Lapoze. And unless you're French speaking, you won't know, that my name is Lapoze. But I just find it so funny that emails I've been receiving as of late have been, oh, hi Tantine, just checking in. It's like, yeah, pay your respect. I'm your auntie. Go ahead, tell it. T-A-T. I don't care. T-A-T. I wanted to talk about Andre 3000. His new album. Wow. I haven't listened to it yet. I need to have a listen. But apparently it's at a certain frequency, like a healing frequency, the flute. I need to listen to that because I need to be healed. But also, can we talk about how fine that man is? Personally, I love me a silver fox. And Sir Andre 3000, I know he's married. With all due respect, is so fucking gorgeous. He is so beautiful. And I only started appreciating him when I got older. When I was younger, I was like, oh, he's got a cute smile. But it wasn't anything like, oh my god, he's so hot. Imagine 7-year-old Lapoze, oh my god, he's so hot. I just thought, oh, he's cool. And I loved his style when I was younger. I was like, oh my gosh, he's very quirky. I'd never seen a hip-hop artist that was just themselves so quirky. He was masculine, yes, but then he had this like flamboyance or this artisticness to him that I just drew myself. I was so drawn to him. Yes, Big Boy, was cool. He was like, your typical southern rapper, but there was just something about Andre that just like I was drawn to him as a child. And again, look at me, of course I'd be drawn to him. I was drawn to the colorfulness, and not only that, I just love the way that he rapped, like his tone and his cadence, like that southern twang was just like ear candy. It was just so nice when I was younger, and it was so different from, I grew up in the early 2000s, so it was so much more different from the New York hip hop I would listen to, with the break things through, break things through. It was so different from that. So when he would rap, it was so melodic. It was like sort of like he would like include singing into his rapping, not literally. So let me give you an example. So on B.O.B. Bombs Over Baghdad, it was almost like he was singing and rapping at the same time, you know? And I just love that about him. But yeah, I say, sir, I'm very proud of you with your album. I watched an interview of his a couple of years ago where he said that he never wanted to be like a 40-year-old, 50-year-old rapper. He believes that rap should be with the youth, and that he doesn't even, at that time, I think he said that he didn't even know if he wanted to continue making music, or he hadn't made music in a while. And I'm so glad that he stepped back into his art, which is really inspiring, especially someone that's, you know, much older. Stepping back into their art and stepping back into their purpose. I've noticed there's a lot of that going on as of late. Like, a lot of people are stepping back into music. I think, okay, this is going to be a controversial take, but I think Beyonce being in her 40s and still performing as if she's 20 something has inspired a lot of people. I think the Renaissance concerts have just inspired a lot of you know, millennials, late Gen Xers, you know, late early millennials or whatever, to step back into their purpose, step back into making music. I mean, Kerry Hilson even said that she's coming back with music. I was like, what? And then now Andre 3000, Baby Zaddy has an album. That what's going on? A lot of the older generation are stepping back into what they love or in their purpose, and I want more of that, and I hope that my parents can have that, and that can happen for my mom and my dad. I'd really love them to step into their creativity. And I feel like they were kind of stifled from doing that because they were immigrants. They had to worry about survival. They had to worry about their children. And oh my gosh, this is me going on a tangent, but I think that's why I'm kind of scared of having children. Because at the moment, as much as my body is craving it and my mind is craving it, I'm like, I want kids. First of all, I ain't married. Okay, yeah, I'm getting into the traditional stuff, I know, but I'm not married. I love my man, but I'm not married, and I'm not stable at all. Far from stable. So I don't want a repeat of, you know, kind of neglecting, you know, my children's gifts. I mean, my parents didn't necessarily neglect my gifts, but I was a singing, dancing child from young. I wish they had put me in like an academy or something of some sort. I mean, when I was 12, they did put me in drama school, but that was later on. I wish I was trained from young. But then at the same time, I'm kind of glad I wasn't, because of all the traumatic stories I've heard of child stars and how they've been groomed and things like that. And I think because I was such a vivacious and loud character, I'm so sorry to say, but I feel like that someone would have wanted to steal my light, if you know what I mean. Darkness is like light. And when they see something so innocent and so pure, like a child with so much light, they want to steal it in any way that they can. So in that sense, I'm kind of glad that happened. This really is a mental mood board, because the way my synapses just went from Andre 3000, my parents, parenting, being a child, it just, what a flow. I was not good at writing essays, but we got through somehow. We got through university somehow. We did. Because I simply just flow from thought to thought to thought to thought. But I guess this is the perfect platform to do so. Mental Moodboard Podcast, baby. Next thing that's been on my mind, dating.
Well,
I know I said that I would not be a manosphere, womansphere dating podcast, but I feel like I have to talk about this because this has been on my mind. And so I've been in my relationship for about 10 years now. And I entered my relationship around 2013, beginning of 2013, when I feel like the online dating apps train started rolling. And so I missed out on that. But I met my partner on the internet, which is so freaking cool as well in itself, but not on a dating app. So I was just thinking to myself, I was like, how is it for some of you who are out here in the streets? Yeah. I'm curious. Not curious in the sense that I want to go out there, because the stories I've heard about dating being shambles is just... I know that if I was dating now, I would not find my person until I was probably like 35 or something, just because how you people love to play games. They say the game is the game, but yeah, how is dating for you guys at the moment? I really, pardon me, I missed out on the wave of dating apps. So I'm curious about how single people are surviving in this economy. I heard someone say that we are in a love recession, which is wow. From what I've seen going on, it seems like that's the case. Not just economically, baby, but love as well. Makes sense. No romance without what? Without finance. You gotta have a J-O-B if you wanna be with me. No one would love me because I'm jobless as well. Finance. My mom loved the song. My mom loves that song. So yeah, is it really a love recession out here? And if so, what are your stories? If you're a man, woman, non-binary, what is it like being in the dating sphere, and what makes it so hard? Is it the fact that people aren't honest with their intentions? And I feel like people should be honest with intentions. For example, if you want a relationship, state that. If you don't want a relationship, state that, because you're going to find your person, whether it's you wanting to look around, excuse me, bra is falling, whether you want to look around or whether you want a relationship, you're going to find that person for you. But the problem, I feel, is when you now want to do manipulation and gaslight and say, I didn't say I wanted to be a relationship, I wanted to see where this would go. Honesty, bro. Just be honest. I feel it's actually very demonic, the games that people play with each other of pretending to want one thing but actually they want another. Just be honest in dating. And I know I'm saying that from the pulpit of me being in a relationship for 10 years and not experiencing the ghetto of dating, but I feel like honesty is the best policy. Yes, of course, it's a game. We love the chase. We love the, I wonder what he's doing, or is she thinking of me, or what are they doing right now? It's fun. That buzz that you get from, what if, or what are they doing? It's fun. Or are they going to message me? But I feel like the world would just work so much better if there was just honesty, especially in relationships and dating, if there was just honesty. And a lot of the girls have been saying that we are in a sassy man epidemic. The boys want to be girls. The boys are saying, take care of me, buy me flowers. Why are you not taking care of me? Which, controversial opinion, I kind of like, because it's basically showing how men are progressing emotionally, how they also want to be taken care of. They're understanding how they want to be loved and want to be appreciated. But now don't come here wanting to be bad bitch, wanting to be a bad bee. Have respect for yourself and myself. Let there be respect, okay? Yes, know your worth, know what you love, know what you want from the person that you're dating, but there's still going to have to be, we haven't broken every chain in terms of thinking, there's still some generational curses in there. So what I'm trying to say is there's still going to be some traditionalism when you are dating. So yes, be a free thinker, but add that tiny bit of traditionalism when you are going about what you are going about. But yeah, this would have been a good opportunity to actually interview my boyfriend and ask him about how, he went about winning the prize. So let me know if you want to see that. If you want to see that, comment down below. Boyfriend. But yes, that is the end of the podcast. I know it's a little bit short. It was short last week as well, but I hope you guys appreciated it. This was a little bit more fun, lighthearted, literally talking about the things that have been on my mind and less about work. I mean, we did add a bit of, Suki vintage commentary because she is my baby. As much as she kind of hurts me right now, I do love her. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, or listening if you're listening audibly. I still struggle to say that. Audibly. Is it audibly? Please teach the English. Audibly or audibly? Let me know. But thank you all so much for listening. And a wise woman once said, remember to bounce that ass. Don't let it bounce you. Bye, guys.